me what he's gonna be scared about.
They want to party. Enigma Galaxy wants to really shake things up there with the Ashe, the Enchanted Chisel Arrow. They picked up their Renekton as well. Single target CC is now starting to rise here on this blue side team. But BRU are showing the walls, the pillars here. The Garen and the Alistar has been very stable here for BRU. Because it makes a lot of sense for BRU actually to try out the same draft as game number 1. Because right now, the only problem they had was Noel getting caught off, but they have patched it up by banning away the Kha'Zix. So right now, so far, there's no threat to the back line unless Blind Monk.
Okay, one of the... I was really surprised about that. Aaron just really flexing on that Azeri. Because if you're fighting against a Corki in the mid lane, Azeri is not a bad pick though. Because if you want a neutral lane, Zeri could really do that well. And scaling onto the late game, Zeri is also good. Especially on compositions like this in where you have a Garen, you have an Alistar. That's when I'm expecting that BRU is just going to be batting that Zeri again on this next rotation. Vi is going to be expected here for NGX again.
And Zeri, will it be banned away by BRU? Because game number 1, they banned it away during the second banning phase. Enigma Galaxy going with the same bans as game number 1. Xin Zhao and Vi going to be taken out at the very end to negate some of those possible additional front lines here for BRU that has been very problematic during their past few games. But so far, Zeri going to be left out open. Will Aaron finally pick it up in the mid lane? He has been showing it a lot, but looks like they want to pick the support first.
Ooh, having the Galio on your side though, you really... Honestly, when you have a Galio on your side, you really need a primer. Something to really move forward on the other side. But again, having the Braum together with the Ashe, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of CC, sorry about that. But if ever they need something, they need a bit of more damage on the side of NGX. Because this composition has a lot of CC already. They just need someone to carry.
They need a better initiator as well, but so far this team, this draft that Enigma Galaxy has put up is so far designed as a counter engage to BRU's composition, because everyone from BRU is inevitably gonna go in, especially with what the Jess. But Noel says, well, let's take out the Zeri, possibly for Golden Feet this time around.
Oh man, NGX on the well, or rather, Zeri, Zeri on the well. Sorry about that, but again, Zeri on the well with the Wukong on their side, this is perfect already though. One of the changes that they did is that they were losing a bit of CC because they have the Olaf, they don't have a primer of a CC on their side. That's good. But now with BRU, looking forward to having 2 marksmen on their side. They have a lot of damage already. They have the CC from the Wukong and the Alistar. That is a perfect composition right there. But with NGX changing things up, I hope that this Ashe would have enough damage, because this composition doesn't have enough.
And my oh my, going for the global threat as well. Twisted Fate again, going to be online here for Enigma Galaxy. Will this work against BR? This is very ambitious, I would say. This is very scary as well. Looks like it's still going to be Noel using this Zeri. It's not going to be handed to Golden Feet, but either way, this is still a scary draft that BRU has made.
Do you like the composition that NGX has drafted?
This shows their usual playstyle. A lot of picks from the early game to the late game. We get the momentum, but I'm still scared for some reason.
They don't have a lot of damage. Let's put it out there. They don't really have a lot of damage, but if they snowball this early game in their favor, the other team won't have any answers. And that is one of the things that they're looking forward to here. Because Ashe really is not a champion that you expect to do a lot of damage. Most of the time, you expect Ashe to just use the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, be done with it. So,
I think the damage isn't really that much of a problem here for Enigma Galaxy, because early game Renekton, Lee Sin does deal a lot. And I think that's the way that Enigma Galaxy can make a lot of plays into the early game. Get advantage onto Hyde, onto Joshi to win against Tipper and Valdez and maybe influence the bottom lane as well. But the only thing that I'm scared about here is that, again, when BRU groups up, if Enigma Galaxy even makes the slightest of mistake, it can cause the whole team to just die.
Yeah, same. This is one of the things that I'm really scared about here, though. So with what they have now, they have some damage in their... They don't really have a lot of damage in the early game on their side, though. They have a really good timing from BRU. What they can do here was that headbutt onto Hyde. Hyde has been forced to flash, and Ignite has been used already. And yep, we're gonna go for a pause, everybody.
A lot of fancy arrows, even in yesterday's games. And this time around, we can see it on Nigma Galaxy. But for now, BRU having to send Hyde back into his space means that they can get a plate. That is already sort of advantage here for Golden Feet in terms of economy and for what the Jess as well. Looking at the highlight from yesterday, from game number 1, 46 seconds is actually not bad.
Early on in the game, though, I am expecting for BRU to really just hold on, get the early game in their favor, not really go for any fancy advantages. That's what they would like to go for. And NGX's goal here is just to really not make everything stable. And that's why Justy early on wants to go for a gank on the top side of the map. Because if ever they get... Oh, wait. Hyde might go for a really good Ruthless Predator here because they don't have vision on the top side. But okay, they're not going to continue.
I thought they would, but it's really
hard
they
had
to
vision in
deal
the
with
pixel
a lane.
brush. That's why.
Oh, they saw him already going
Yeah.
there. That's unfortunate, I would say. But even if they go in with the Alistar for what the Jess, they can actually have some counter engages. That's, I think, the main scary thing. And since you picked up the Braum instead of something like a Nautilus, then that's -1 on the engage tools. If Justin makes even the slightest mistake or high, then that's going to be catastrophic for early game.
Yeah. What I like about the Braum, though, Braum hasn't been talked a lot during the recent patch, though. Braum's value has went up when we have the ADC meta now, just because the Unbreakable really makes it hard for the ADCs to do any value damage against the other team. And that's what I like about Braum. And even a lot of the engages that they would do, it's going to be hard because every time you're trying to get close, concussive blows from draw is just going to be scary because once it pops, that's a lot of stuns on your side.
That's a lot of procs that the rest of the members of the Galaxy can do, right? Because every single champion does a lot of auto attacks. Twisted Fate, if the Lee Sin has an auto attack reset, Renekton as well with the Ruthless Predator, and Ashe, of course, is one of the best champions to use alongside with the Braum. But right now, this is the best possible time that Nigma Galaxy, because there's an arrow incoming.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but good thing Valdus has that, was able to run away. That was almost perfect, but Valdus was there, ready for that arrow.
We now see the combination that Nigma Galaxy wants to have. Destiny into the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Suddenly, 4 or 5 people influence in a particular lane in which Nigma Galaxy can extort a kill against BRU. And
yeah, Dominus gonna go for the damage. They have one on the Cyclone, knock him up in the air, and Draw is gonna fall down. First blood to the side of BRU.
Patience for Valdus, staying there for the longest time. Definitely he made it work there, getting a kill. But so far it's not really influencing in terms of the economy here against Nigma Galaxy because he overstayed, in which Jussie was able to get a couple of resources in his jungle camps, and Valdus has to clear his own.
Yeah, Lightning Crash has been used. Aaron's gonna be chased down. Barriers right there. He has the flash though. Might be able to get for it. Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Perfect timing. That's a good save from Demon Kite.
You have to respect the arrows. You have to respect the CCs that Nigma Galaxy possesses. Because if you don't...
The trust right there. he trusted the arrow to hit, and it actually did.
It was waiting for this golden card as well. Fortunately, the arrow connected. It was praying for it. The source is trust me, bro.
Yeah. And he actually did. Perfect, though. Let's take a look at the replay again. That was beautiful.
Noel tried. He knows that he can just kill Aaron eventually, and the golden card was taking so much time. But fortunately, the arrow connected. The follow-up from the rest of the members was also perfect. Now they equalized the kill. Now maybe they can pressure mid lane even more, since every time that arrow is on cooldown or available to be used by Demon Kite, BRU cannot be isolated.
What's really scary about here, though, is the Destiny 2. Aaron could just push on one side of the map and nobody would be able to react because, remember, he could just Destiny away. And that's one of the things that they want to do here. Just Destiny on the objective that they need. And especially if they try to start one objective, one Destiny could really foil those plans. And that is something that you really have to value whenever you have a TF on your side.
Objective spawning up. BRU, I think this time around will still go for the RH, wants to translate it into gold because they know they have the proper scaling anyways, even if they lose dragons.
Destiny. Hyde is going to be the target, though. He's forced to flash away. They have the enchantment crystal arrow. They're going to go for the core key. That's perfect, though. They got the timing just right. They got it. Cyclone onto the backline. Baldus might be able to get the kill and draw. He's still alive. He's still very healthy. Stun is going to connect. Baldus might be able to survive. Got the kill in the end. That's 2 kills to the side of BRU still, but they have one with a 2-for-2. They got Yoshi. He's going to be dead. That's going to be a demolition justice. Noel's going to be the next target, though, but the damage coming in from both sides. So Demon Kite versus Teeper. That's a lot. Not a lot of damage, though. I'm so sorry, but they don't really have a lot, but at least they got the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Enigma is getting the RH now. They can translate it into pressure for mid lane. Maybe take that tier 1 tower down. And also, they can set up for the bottom side fight. Because right now, BRU's ulti cooldowns are not up. And without the unbreakable will of the Alistar, BRU cannot engage. And that is a perfect opportunity right now for Enigma Galaxy to set things up, maybe start this dragon up, because they can just easily take it down. BRU, if they lose double objectives, this is going to be very bad.
Yeah, that was perfect, though. Now with NGX, they don't really have a lot of valuable ultimates except for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They won't need it on this fight. BRU is already starting an Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto what the Jazz backline to pulverize, and now there's going to be the chance for them to go in. They're low HP. They have the Glacial Fisher. Was able to get 4 into the backline, but the Cyclone wasn't able to get the steal on Valdez. He's going to be dying on the hands of NGX, and that's going to be 2 kills on their side. And that's enough with the Dragon too. And that was perfect from NGX.
Clean movements again. Enigma Galaxy keeps on evolving. Now they're gonna get the tower into the mid lane. Now they get significant gains here into this game. Double objectives, a tower into the mid lane. Team fight 1 as well. BRU, they're being forced into the back end of this fight. They're being forced to back into the walls, and in which they are just crumbling every single time Enigma Galaxy sets a play. Let's check out this replay one more time, because it was really good from Enigma Galaxy. Demon Kite was able to free hit along the way. The Glacier Fisher was perfect to slow them down, and just pick one slight hesitation for the engage caused the dragon to be given to Enigma Galaxy. That's how close that fight could have been.
What I'm surprised of, though, this is what I'm surprised of, because there's an arrow with a Destiny onto the side. Almost got it, but the silence right there from Thipper was perfectly timed. But that tower on the top side is going to fall. But back to my point a while ago, I was surprised that nobody dove on Demon Kite. He was alone there. And he was free hitting. They could have dove him, but because they were so afraid of the slows coming in from him, they weren't able to do anything against him. And that is something that BRU needs to think about, though. They need to prioritize him, because if not, he's just gonna get away with those positionings.
Especially with the Black Cleaver, right? You have additional movement speed. So aside from the slows, it's just so difficult to chase down. It's so hard to chase down the Ashe. So that, I think, you know, it's mind games that Enigma Galaxy is adding into the mix for the team fight as well. If they chase down the Ashe, he also has the flash. If you invest too much and fail to get the kill onto Demon Kite, then you're going to be more on the deficit. So they forced the fight, but got caught in the Glacial Fisher. Ah, man, it's so many things at the same time that BRU is trying to calculate.
Yeah.
And it's basically overload right now of the information. They couldn't really find the most efficient path. But Enigma Galaxy is the opposite of what's happening to BRU. They're getting the best possible pathways into every fight, every objectives, and right now they're sitting at a 5k gold lead.
And as we said, they need to get the early game, and that's what they That's what they're doing right now. Enchanted Crystal Arrow again pushes him back, and another Glacial Fisher to end his life. And NGX again gets another kill just with another Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Perfect follow-up, perfect engage.
How are they getting away with it? Oh my!
Man, they're getting free kills basically here in this game with this composition. This is not the BRU that we have initially known.
Yeah, they're now frustrated. They want to go in, want the Jess with the pulverized combo. It's not going to be able to do it in the end. And this is what happens whenever you are really on the back end. Miniature Enchant is going to be damaging onto Aaron. Does have the flash, he's going to be running away, but Baldus is going to go in with another flash of his own. And that's going to be it. That's going to be a kill to their side. Really needed for them to get that kill, though. But another arrow on the bottom lane. Noel was able to run away.
Hyde already proccing his dominance. He knows that that arrow would connect, but fortunately it didn't here for Noel. as he's still able to defend his tower here in the bottom lane, while the rest of the members of BRU are pushing top side. But they need to start going back into the base, because come 30 seconds later, the second dragon's gonna be spawning up. Enigma Galaxy is already setting vision into the red side jungle. This is looking pretty good. Again, proactive plays like this is what defines Enigma Galaxy. They know where they are, they know where to position, and they know how to strike the best possible way to take down BRU.
What I like about NGX right now is that before they were almost always on the aggressive side but not on the same page. The big difference is that now they're on the same page every time. During the last game, during this game, they're on the same page. If they just continue with this momentum, they can win the whole series. But if BRU finds a crack in their armor, it might be this time now on the second objective, because if they give this still, this is going to be a bad news for BRU.
100% kill participation for Demon Kite. Makes a lot of sense. And it's just so good here for his side. Definitely a lot more plays are going to be needed for him to make here to allow Enigma Galaxy to get more leverage, maybe to close out this game.
Yeah, knock up, half HP already on Hyde. At the Destiny, they're waiting for where he's supposed to go. They don't have any vision on where he is. Aaron might be able to go over here. Lightning Crash right there with the Glacial Pressure. They're going to go in. They stole the Dragon onto the Hatchet. He's going to be running away. He doesn't have a lot of HP. Hyde got a kill on one. Bodies is going to fall, but with the Damage Justice, Roy's also going to fall on their side. They don't have a lot of damage on the side of NGX, but they are still alive. Noel is going crazy with the Lightning Crash. He still went in, and that's a kill. That's 4 on the board to the side of BRU.
Did the Dragon reset with one tick that allowed the BRU to get the smite better? For Valdez, we have to see one more replay, but that mere fact that Valdez got the smite onto the Dragon allowed them to get the leverage into the fight as well.
He silenced him.
He silenced. That's why Enigma Galaxy didn't have the numbers advantage. I thought that he was just, timing it right, but yeah, the steal is just so good for BRU, and that allowed to get the better. And also, without double stacks on the Dragon, that's reduced supposed durability with the Mountain Dragon that initially Enigma Galaxy had. And the way that Noel was just kiting alongside with Golden Feet was also perfect, just behind with the Jess, protecting them at all times.
Yeah, and one of the things that is really surprising for me is that they all, after the 3v3, when they got 2 for 2, that could have been enough for NGX. They could have run away from there. And because they didn't really have a lot of damage, and that's what we've been saying since a while ago. Late game, you're going to be expecting a lot of damage from the side of BRU, because that's a Zeri, that's a Corki. And NGX's composition doesn't have a lot of those. So when they get a pick off, run away, re-engage after they get another set of cooldowns. But BRU just knew that this squad really went in. They knew that they could go in. Lightning Crash from Noel, he just went crazy that fight.
They need more pick-offs. They need to accelerate the game even faster. 4,500 gold. Make it 5,000. Still, it's not enough to shift the tides to Enigma Galaxy's favor. We're still seeing the same proactivity. No follow-up for sure. Gonna hit what the Jess. And BRU able to have a breathing time. Whenever that arrow is on cooldown, that's the time that they can actually strike, get a couple of resources, maybe set up vision, and work around while there's no threat.
Yeah. Most of the time, from what I'm seeing, from what the Jess just getting good vision on the side of NGX is honestly one of the most MVP things that he has been doing since a while ago. He knows, like this tri-brush, this is a very valuable tri-brush. And every time you get vision there and the enemy team doesn't really take it off, that's a good angle for a flank. And he has been doing it since game 1 and could be the reason why they could win this game if he gets a great flank, or even if Tipper gets a great flank against them.
It's one of the reasons why they were able to get a couple of kills to hide, right? No follow-up this time around. So, again, still opportunity.
Are they sure about this, though? Tipper is very tanky. Hyde doesn't have the Ruthless Predator kit right there. The Motion Justice is going to be there, but it was enough for NGX to get the kill anyway. And that is because Jessie has been building full damage. Look at his items, though.
And the rest of the members of Enigma Galaxy was holding mid lane so that BRU cannot turn into the Baron. And they have established really good vision as well onto the blue side jungle of Valos. That's why they couldn't make any risk. And Enigma Galaxy got away with 1 free kill. It's not yet enough to actually get, to turn the tips away here against BRU, but it's enough to at least give some gold onto the members of Enigma Galaxy. That way, they can set things up. Maybe that one item that is required here for Hyde to have enough damage is enough right now. But so far, BRU still are into the game. They're being pressured with the side lane priorities and with the split pushes, simply because Renekton is really good at split pushing and eventually wins against the Garen, and they have Destiny.
They have it. They have the QSS. They have another song coming in. Judgy's gonna be pushing him back. And the well might die here, but the damage for the major enchanted. Judgy might fall. What a great knockoff from Valdez. BRU might be able to turn things around, and that was it. The reaction from BRU was perfect.
This time they knew the arrow was coming, and they was very close. They're very close towards each other. That's why they were able to regroup and get the follow-up. Even if they lost one member, they were able to get two.
That was different though, and I wasn't expecting that to happen, and this is a dragon that they were waiting for. They wanted to get the kill on the Zeri earlier because they want to secure this dragon, and this is an Infernal Drake that BRU is taking on the board, and that is just perfect for them. Getting extra damage, getting ability haste on a Zeri and a Corki, that's just perfect dragons on the side of BRU.
And it's nightmare for Nigma Galaxy. Now, how do you fight this buffed up BRU? Because every single fight has been BRU slowly fighting back better than Nigma Galaxy. And take note, they were down 3,000 to 5,000 gold ever since the early game. But they're still able to make these kinds of plays. And this composition of Nigma Galaxy falls off as well into the late game. So right now, it's starting to get more and more complicated. And BRU, slowly but surely, things are starting to ease up.
Yeah, how are they going to be dealing damage once it comes to the late game, though? They don't really have a lot. So that is something that they need to think about whenever they start this fight. If they try to go for the front line, if they try to go for what the Jess, remember, he has the Unbreakable Will, which is why it's really hard for them to do something, though. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow wasn't able to hit, and Just She is now half HP. That's enough, but they got the bot lane tower, though. They might be able to get the kill right here onto Baldur's. Cyclone has been used already. They might be able to call for the Baron on this side. NGX has a possibility. They have the map covered. But what the Jess, look at him flashing in. He wasn't able to get the stun in together with him, but Golden Feet is at the ready for him to go for that. And Demon Knight might die. Draw is going to be sacrificed. What a perfect Unbreakable with the lightning crash in BRU. Just turn things around with a great play from what the Jess.
What the Jess is a genius. I
told
thought
you,
he would go to the bottom lane, but he went
MVP.
into the mid lane and caught them off guard. Man.
What the Jess? And again, he's gonna do the same thing. Aaron with the headbutt in the full rise is gonna be dead. And a perfect timing too, because the Elder Dragon is gonna be here, but at least they got the tower top side, which is perfect. And now they got the teleport. 5 seconds on the clock and they have the Elder Dragon on their side, but this is gonna be only a 2v5. So this is just Elder Dragon for free for BRU.
This is basically Nigma Galaxy just salvaging things here. As BRU gets the Elder Dragon, they realize that they cannot start the Baron as well without an ADC.
Oh
man, Nigma Galaxy. To think that they're still up 6,000 gold, this is why the composition of BRU works so good for themselves. And the way that what they just always delivers is top tier for BRU. It's so hard to find that crack on this formidable team, and it's one of the reasons why BRU remains one of the most dominating teams here in the APAC side.
The reason why he's always putting wards on the Tribrush is so he can make those types of plays. And because they had vision on the mid lane a while ago, he was able to flash in. He knew the timing. He knew that he can headbutt in. And with just that, that's enough. And now this, with the 18-minute mark, this is possibility for them to win. But with the sides, this is also honestly possible still for their side. Look at this. Destiny's going to be used. They have Tipper on here. They were going to go for Tipper, but Tipper is still alive. They still have the timing just right. What they just is just bashing through Aaron's skull, and he's still going to go in. The damage is going to be there. One stun, and Aaron's going to be dead. That's enough with the Elder Drake. And BRU are just going to be taking this game even without taking the Baron.
They no longer need the Baron. They just need to push this mid lane because they have the members of Nigma Galaxy taken out already, and there's nothing that they can do right now. They're gonna try to still. The resources, the numbers are not enough. Looks like BR is gonna be happy with just a push here into the mid lane. Bash up that inhibitor tower. Arrow connecting.
Oh, look at what Jesse's doing though. He's cutting the wave. That was a perfect timing, though. But now they can push a wave. BRU is going to go in. They have the knockoff. Demon Kai can't be able to defend this, though. He wants to take down the wave, but this is BRU taking this down, and that's going to be a 1-1 this game, and BRU just strike back against NGX.
It's never going to be easy, especially when you're facing off against the Double Eliminated eSports.